Good morning from Asheville. I'm kind of in a back alley here, but I'm waiting for the 8 a.m. coffee shop to open down in downtown. And last night was kind of rough, but rough in a different way. I so after yesterday's evening video and day, I was very mentally drained, but as I was going to bed, it was a little bit hotter than usual. It was like 91 in the van. And so it took me a little bit longer to fall asleep, but I noticed that I started having a bunch of ideas. You know that state of mind when like you're falling asleep and like you're getting into light sleep, and you start having creative ideas and interesting ideas, and I can't forget to do that, and I need to do this, and oh, what if I did that? Well, there have been a handful of times where that has happened in the past, I don't know, a couple of years, and sometimes I remember. Usually, it's not very many things. It's more like, oh, I need to remember that I have to go, dump my gray water tomorrow or something, you know, a to-do list item. But sometimes I have actually interesting creative ideas, and that was last night. And I got to a point where I think I had two or three, and I started thinking, how am I going to remember these in the morning? Because many times I feel like fall asleep, or I get these ideas and then I fall asleep, and then they don't come back, you know? And so I was thinking, how am I gonna, like, am I gonna actually remember these? And so I started, getting up, grabbing my phone, like writing out the note, and then trying to go back to sleep. And then another two ideas came, and I wake up, grab the phone, write down. It, it took me like an hour and a half of this until I was finally, you know, I was starting to forget the ideas that were coming up. So I was just like, I'm just going to go to bed. But I ended up with 12 or 13. So I don't know. Sometimes I think it's worth leaning into that, because I find maybe you experience something similar. The ideas and thoughts and problems that you solve in that state of mind, that mindset of just beginning to fall asleep, similar to taking a shower or doing dishes for me, they are good ideas. They're pure, they solve the problem well, they are creative. And I think it's all basically subconscious, and maybe it's a glimpse at what the brain is capable of without distraction. I wonder if that's a true statement. But anyway, I would say I don't always do that, but last night was one of those nights. So a little bit slower to wake up this morning, but it'll be interesting to head downtown and explore instead. The other thing I wanted to share was I felt this wavering of confidence last night, also as I was thinking out my situation, and I kept thinking, I don't know, am I doing enough that can provide enough value that people pay me for this? and self-doubt creeped in. But then I kept coming back to, at the end of the day, I am solving my own problem. And the beautiful thing about that is that this problem has not gone away, is not going away. And so if nobody's going to pay me for it, and I create a really good solution to my standards that solves my problem well, that will inherently be valuable. Like, just projecting forward, where would this end up if I solved my problem really well? Because then at that point, it's just a matter of how transferable is my problem to other YouTube creators. And that doesn't seem like a very far stretch. So, wavering confidence. But I think I've been growing, because I think I'm in like the informed pessimism. It's like the 5 stages of change: uninformed optimism, and then informed pessimism, the valley of despair, where you either give up or stick it through, and then informed optimism, and then success and fulfillment, or whatever the last thing is. I think I'm in that informed pessimism stage, where I know generally the landscape, and I know what it takes generally to do what I'm thinking about, and it's a lot of work and complicated. And so, self-doubt creeps in, but at the same time, I feel like I've been gaining confidence. Like, it's been simmering in the back. My confidence has been growing around this. So, anyway, I think I'll call it there. See you tomorrow.